Part 1. Introduction.
The cityscape sprawled beneath her, a tapestry of twinkling lights and relentless energy. Emily navigated the crowded streets, her pace brisk, her phone pressed to her ear. Her life was a whirlwind of deadlines, demands, and a constant nagging feeling of never quite measuring up. The city, once a symbol of ambition and promise, now felt like a cage of its own making. The insistent ringing of her phone pierced through her thoughts. It was her Aunt Clara, her voice laced with worry. Nana Rose wasn't doing well. The train journey was a blur of passing landscapes and introspective thoughts. As the miles slipped away, Emily felt a shift within herself. The city's frenetic energy gradually gave way to a sense of anticipation tinged with trepidation. Stepping off the train, Emily was greeted by the familiar sights and sounds of her childhood. The air was fresh and crisp, carrying the faint scent of pine needles and damp earth. A wave of warmth and relief washed over Emily as she pulled into her grandmother's driveway.
Emily! It's so good to see you.
The familiar scent of lavender and chamomile hung in the air, a comforting aroma that always seemed to soothe Emily's soul. Nana Rose's bedroom was filled with the soft glow of afternoon sunlight filtering through lace curtains.
Emily, my dear girl, you came.
Life in the city ... IT quote, "S not what I expected." Of course I came, Nana.
Life has a way of pulling us in different directions, of making us question who we are and what we truly want.
Emily's heart resonated with her grandmother's words. The old swing set at the park creaked gently in the breeze, a familiar sound that evoked a flood of childhood memories.
Penny for your thoughts?
Just reminiscing, it feels like a lifetime ago.
Life has a way of doing that, but sometimes it's good to look back and remember who we were, where we came from.
Had I strayed too far from that carefree spirit?
It wasn't easy at first, but I realized that true happiness wasn't about climbing the corporate ladder.
Could she too find that sense of purpose? That elusive feeling of belonging in the place where she had always felt most at home?
Part 2. Act 1.
The garden needs tending. A little sunshine and fresh air will do you good, my dear.
Stepping out into the garden, I felt a sense of tranquility wash over me. The air was alive with the sound of birdsong and the gentle hum of bees buzzing among the flowers.
Despite her frailness, Nana Rose moved with a surprising agility as she pointed out different herbs and flowers.
As my hands sank into the cool earth, I felt a connection to something ancient and grounding. The rhythm of weeding, watering, and nurturing the soil had a meditative quality that calmed my restless mind. It was a far cry from the fast-paced digital world I was accustomed to, yet it felt strangely liberating. The old art studio, tucked away in a quiet corner of Nana Rose's attic, was a treasure trove of forgotten memories.
You always had a way with colors. Your paintings were filled with such life, such joy.
Smiling. Back then, painting had been my refuge, a way to express the emotions that words could not capture. With Nana Rose's encouragement, I selected a canvas and a few tubes of paint. As I squeezed the colors onto the palette, I felt a familiar sense of excitement course through me. Dipping my brush into the paint, I closed my eyes and allowed my intuition to guide my hand. As I lost myself in the creative process, I felt a sense of release, a weight lifting from my shoulders. The aroma of freshly baked bread wafted from Sarah's bakery, a comforting scent that always seemed to draw me in.
Hugging Emily. I knew that cinnamon roll scent would lure you in. It's like no time has passed at all.
Smiling, feeling a surge of gratitude for Sarah's unwavering friendship.
I used to think I had to leave to find myself, to make something of my life. But sometimes the greatest adventures are right here, in the places we've always known.
Her words resonated with me, planting a seed of doubt in my mind. Had I been chasing after the wrong dreams all along? Could I really find fulfillment, a sense of purpose in the place I had left behind?
Something on your mind?
It's just, everyone here seems so content, so sure of themselves. Sarah with her bakery, you with your teaching, they've all found their place in the world. But what about me? I feel like I'm still searching, still trying to figure out who I am and what I'm supposed to do with my life.
There's no timetable for these things, Emily. It's okay to not have all the answers, to still be figuring things out. The important thing is to keep searching, keep exploring, keep following your heart.
Jake's words offered a sense of comfort, a reminder that it was okay to be on a journey of self-discovery. Could I really turn my back on the life I had built for myself and embrace a different path, one that led back to my roots? The relentless pursuit of success, the constant striving for more, had left me feeling empty and unfulfilled. A wave of homesickness washed over me, but it wasn't for the bustling streets and crowded cafes of the city.
Part 3, Act 2.
The tranquility of Nana Rose's garden enveloped me. The sweet scent of honeysuckle filled the air, and the gentle hum of bees created a soothing melody. For the first time in what felt like forever, I felt a sense of peace settle over me. This is just perfect. Suddenly, the insistent ringing of my cell phone shattered the serenity. My heart sank as I saw it was my boss. Not now.
Life has a way of testing our resolve, my dear. It's in these moments that we discover our true strength.
What should I do, Nana?
Emily stood at the edge of the cornfield, the golden stalks swaying gently in the summer breeze. The familiar landscape of her childhood held a newfound significance, a sense of peace that contrasted sharply with the turmoil in her heart. The phone call from her boss had left her feeling torn, caught between the life she had built and the yearning for something more authentic.
Hey, let's go for a walk.
Jake, sensing her distress, had suggested a walk. He listened patiently as Emily poured out her anxieties, her voice a mixture of frustration and uncertainty. The city, once a symbol of opportunity and excitement, now felt like a gilded cage, its allure tarnished by the relentless pressure to achieve.
It's like I'm living someone else's dream. I've achieved everything I thought I ever wanted, but it's not enough. There's this emptiness inside me, this longing for something more meaningful.
Jake nodded, his gaze filled with empathy and understanding. He had faced his own crossroads, his decision to leave the corporate world a testament to his belief in following one's own path.
Sometimes we have to let go of what we think we're supposed to be to discover who we truly are.
His words struck a chord within Emily, reminding her of Nana Rose's wisdom about the importance of listening to one's own inner compass.
Maybe you're right, Jake. Maybe it's time to find out who I really am.
Emily sat at the old wooden table in Nana Rose's kitchen, the afternoon sunlight streaming through the window. Spread out before her were Nana Rose's journals, their pages filled with her grandmother's elegant script. Nana Rose had encouraged her to read them, hoping that her words might offer guidance and solace during this time of uncertainty.
Let's see what you have to say, Nana.
As Emily delved into the journals, she was struck by her grandmother's honesty and vulnerability. Nana Rose's entries chronicled her own struggles, her moments of self-doubt, her fears and insecurities. Yet, through it all, there was a thread of resilience, a deep-seated belief in her own worthiness and the power of love and compassion.
It's in these moments of vulnerability that we have the opportunity to embrace our imperfections and rediscover our strength. We are not defined by our mistakes, but by our willingness to learn from them and grow.
Emily closed the journal, her heart heavy with emotion. Nana Rose's words were a powerful reminder that perfection is an illusion, a societal construct that often prevents us from embracing our true selves. It was in the messy, imperfect moments that true growth and self-discovery occurred.
Thank you, Nana. I think I understand now.
The community centre buzzed with activity, the air filled with the sounds of laughter, conversation, and the rhythmic clatter of dishes.
Sarah had rallied the town to organize a fundraising dinner for a local family who had lost their home in a fire. I was eager to contribute and volunteered to help with the preparations. As I worked alongside Sarah and other volunteers, I felt a sense of purpose I hadn't realized I had been missing. The act of giving back, of contributing to something larger than myself, filled me with a sense of fulfillment that no amount of professional success had ever been able to provide. During a break, I found myself drawn to a group of children gathered around an elderly woman who was teaching them how to knit. The woman's hands, gnarled with age, moved with a practiced grace, her needles clicking rhythmically as she demonstrated a particular stitch. I watched in fascination, mesmerized by the woman's focus and the quiet joy that radiated from her.
It's amazing what a little yarn and a couple of needles can do. Knitting is more than just a hobby. It's a way to connect with others, to create something beautiful, and to find peace in the rhythm of the stitches.
Her words sparked a memory in my mind, a memory of Nana Rose teaching me to knit when I was a little girl. I sat on the porch swing, the gentle rocking motion soothing my soul. The sun had set, painting the sky in hues of orange, pink, and purple. Crickets chirped in the nearby field, their song a comforting serenade. In my lap lay a half-finished scarf, the soft wool a testament to my newfound connection to a long-forgotten passion. Inspired by the elderly woman at the community center, I had retrieved my grandmother's knitting needles. The feel of the smooth wood in my hands brought back a flood of childhood memories, memories of Nana Rose's patient guidance, her gentle encouragement, and the quiet satisfaction of creating something beautiful and useful. As my fingers moved rhythmically, I reflected on the events of the past few weeks. The phone call from my boss, once a source of immense stress, now seemed like a distant echo. The life I had so carefully constructed in the city, with its demanding job and relentless pursuit of success, no longer held the same allure. I realized that finding one's purpose wasn't about making grand gestures or achieving some external measure of success. It was about embracing the simple things, nurturing one's passions, connecting with others, and finding joy in the everyday moments. The warm glow of candlelight illuminated the cozy living room. I sat beside Nana Rose, who lay propped up against a mountain of pillows. Nana Rose's health had been declining, yet her spirit remained strong, her eyes still twinkling with love and wisdom. I had been reading aloud from her favorite book, my voice soft and soothing. As I read, I noticed a change in Nana Rose's breathing. It had become shallow, labored. Fear clutched at my heart, yet I continued reading, hoping that my voice might offer some comfort to my beloved grandmother in her final moments.
Don't be afraid, my love, you have found your light. Let it shine brightly.
And with that, Nana Rose's hand went limp, her eyes closing one last time. A wave of grief washed over me, yet amidst the sorrow, there was a profound sense of peace. Nana Rose's words, her final gift, resonated deeply within me, reminding me of the strength and resilience that resided within my own heart. The light that Nana Rose had spoken of, the light of self-love, compassion, and purpose, had been rekindled, illuminating the path ahead.
Part 4. Challenges and Revelations.
Life is not about fulfilling obligations, my dear. It's about honoring your own heart, about choosing the path that nourishes your soul, even when it means deviating from the course others have set for you.
Emily listened intently, her grandmother's words resonating deep within her. The city, with its relentless pursuit of success, had taught her to prioritize achievement above all else. But in the quiet embrace of her hometown, she was beginning to realize that true fulfillment lay not in external validation, but in cultivating a deep and abiding love for herself.
Self-love is not about vanity or self-indulgence. It's about recognizing your own worthiness, about embracing your imperfections with the same tenderness you would extend to a loved one.
Emily's eyes welled up, her heart aching with a mixture of gratitude and a newfound understanding. She had spent so much of her life striving to be someone she thought she should be, someone worthy of love and acceptance. But Nana Rose's words, spoken with such conviction and love, planted a seed of hope within her, a belief that true happiness began with loving herself, flaws and all.
I'm so glad you're here. We need all the help we can get.
The community center bustled with activity, the aroma of freshly baked bread and simmering soup filling the air. Sarah, her face flushed from the heat of the oven, greeted Emily with a warm hug. Emily had thrown herself into preparing for the fundraising dinner. her initial anxieties about work fading into the background as she embraced the simple joy of helping others. She had spent the afternoon chopping vegetables, setting tables, and arranging flowers, her every action infused with a newfound sense of purpose. As she worked, Emily observed the interactions between the volunteers, the easy camaraderie, the shared laughter, the genuine desire to make a difference in their small community. There was a warmth, a sense of interconnectedness that she had never experienced in the competitive, individualistic environment of her city life.
We may not have the fancy restaurants and high-rise buildings, but we have something far more valuable: a sense of community, a willingness to lend a helping hand, a belief in the power of human connection.
The old oak tree, its branches reaching toward the sky like gnarled arms, had been Emily's sanctuary as a child. She sat at its base, her back resting against its rough bark, a sense of peace washing over her. In her hands, she held a small, leather-bound journal, its pages filled with her thoughts, her fears, her hopes, her dreams. Inspired by Nana Rose's words, Emily had begun journaling as a way to connect with her inner self, to explore the depths of her own heart. She wrote about her struggles with self-acceptance, her fear of failure, her longing for a life filled with meaning and purpose. She wrote about the beauty she found in the simplicity of her surroundings, the warmth of the community, the joy of reconnecting with her passions. She wrote about the lessons she was learning from Nana Rose, lessons about self-love, compassion, and the importance of living a life true to oneself. As she wrote, Emily felt a weight lifting from her shoulders, a sense of clarity emerging from the jumble of her thoughts. The act of putting her feelings into words, of giving voice to her inner struggles, was both cathartic and empowering. She realized that the journey of self-discovery was not about achieving some idealized version of herself, but about embracing the messy, imperfect, and beautifully complex person she already was. Part 5. Turning Point. Part 6. Conclusion.
A farewell, a celebration. The air was thick with the scent of honeysuckle and the soft murmur of shared memories as the townspeople gathered in the community center. Sunlight streamed through the open windows, casting a warm glow over the faces that had become so dear to me. There were tears, of course, for Nana Rose's absence was felt keenly by all who had known her. But there was also laughter, for Nana Rose would have wanted it that way. I stood before them, a simple wooden podium draped with Nana Rose's favorite hand-stitched quilt serving as my anchor. In my hands, I held a worn, leather-bound journal, its pages filled with Nana Rose's elegant script. It was her legacy, a tapestry of wisdom, humor, and a love for life that transcended the boundaries of time and circumstance. Nana Rose taught me that life is a journey, not a destination, I began, my voice catching slightly as I met the gaze of those gathered before me. It's about savoring the simple moments, embracing the unexpected detours, and finding joy in the everyday miracles that surround us. I paused, my fingers tracing the worn leather of the journal, my heart swelling with a mix of grief and gratitude. She also taught me the importance of listening to the whispers of our own hearts, of honoring our own truths, and of never being afraid to choose the path less traveled, even when it leads us away from the familiar and into the unknown. Echoes of Nana Rose. I opened the journal, my gaze falling upon a passage Nana Rose had written years earlier. Life is not about achieving perfection. Nana Rose's words seemed to echo in the silence of the community center, but about embracing our imperfections with the same tenderness we would extend to a loved one. It's about recognizing that our flaws, our mistakes, our vulnerabilities are not things to be hidden or ashamed of, but rather integral parts of what makes us human, what makes us unique, what makes us worthy of love and belonging. As I read Nana Rose's words, I felt a shift within myself, a release from the weight of expectations I had carried for so long. In their place, a quiet strength emerged, a confidence born of self-acceptance and a deep-seated belief in my own inherent worthiness. Nana Rose lived her life with an open heart, I continued, my voice gaining strength and conviction with each word. She taught me that true happiness is not something to be pursued, but a state of being cultivated through the simple act of living with intention, with gratitude, and with a deep and abiding love for ourselves and the world around us. The light within, shared. I closed the journal, my gaze sweeping over the faces of those gathered before me. I saw my own grief reflected in their eyes, but I also saw something else, a spark of hope, a flicker of recognition that Nana Rose's wisdom, her love, her legacy of kindness and compassion had left an indelible mark on their hearts. Nana Rose often spoke of the light within each of us, I said, my voice filled with emotion, a light capable of illuminating even the darkest of times. She believed that by embracing our own light, by nurturing our own passions, by living with authenticity and purpose, we could inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of love and kindness that could spread throughout our community and beyond. I stepped away from the podium, my heart overflowing with love and gratitude. I had returned to my hometown seeking solace, a respite from the demands of my old life. What I had found was far greater than I could have ever imagined, a sense of belonging, a community that embraced my flaws and celebrated my strengths, and a love that transcended the boundaries of time and loss. As the townspeople gathered around me, their laughter and shared stories filling the community center with warmth and light, I realized that Nana Rose's greatest gift had been to show me the way back to myself, to the light within that had always been there, waiting to be rekindled. And in that moment, surrounded by the love and support of my community, I vowed to honor Nana Rose's memory by sharing my light with the world, one act of kindness, one word of encouragement, one moment of genuine connection at a time.